Malay archipelago lies directly on the volcanic belt of the world. Like the backbone of some restless, formidable, antediluvian monster, more than 300 volcanoes rise from the sea in a great chain of islands, perhaps all that remains of a continent broken up in the prehistoric cataclysms, forming a continuous land bridge that links Asia with Australia. One of the smallest, but perhaps the most extraordinary, is the island of Bali, a cluster of high volcanoes deeply furrowed by ravines, washed out by rising rivers full of rapids and waterfalls. It drops steadily to the sea without forming lowlands, just 8 degrees south of the equator. Bali has over 2,000 square miles of extravagantly fertile lands, most of which are beautifully cultivated. Like a continual undersea ballet, the pulse of life in Bali moves with a measured rhythm, reminiscent of the sway of marine plants and the flowing motion of octopi and jellyfish under the sweep of a submarine current. There is a similar correlation of the elegant and decorative people with the clear-cut, extravagant vegetation, of their simple and sensitive temperament with the fertile land. No other people give the impression of living in such close contact with nature. The slender Balinese bodies are as much a part of the landscape as the palms and the breadth of American jungle. Their reputation for beauty is well justified. The majority of the population are handsome, with splendid physique and with a dignified elegance of bearing in both men and women of all ages. From childhood, the women walk for miles, carrying heavy loads on their heads. This gives them a great coordination of movement, a poised walk, and bodily fitness. Old women retain their strength and do not become bent hags. We were astonished at times to discover that the slender, straight silhouette we had admired from a distance belonged to an old lady with gray hair, walking with ease under 40 or 50 pounds of fruit. Their character is easy, courteous, and gentle, but they can be intense and can show strong temper if aroused. They are gay and witty. There is nothing that a Balinese loves more than a good joke. It is perhaps in their mad sense of humor, this spirit of revelation fun with which they handle even such forbidding subjects as religion and death, that the key to their character lies. Once, when I mentioned the goodness of a very short friend, the immediate reply was, "How could he be otherwise? He is so small." The pride of the Balinese has not permitted the development of one of the great professions of the East. There are no beggars in Bali, but this distinction is now being threatened by tourism. A gift must be reciprocated, and we were often embarrassed by the return presents of our poor neighbors. Children of the neighborhood that Rose had treated for infected wounds always came back with presents of fruit or rice, which they handed casually to our houseboy, never mentioning them to us, as if they had wanted to avoid making a demonstration of their generosity. Even children have a strong sense of